MDB 2006. We appreciate you. Thank you. Mario does not deserve benefit of the doubt for this season. No wins against a team with a winning record and blowout losses at home are unforgivable.
Nobody's saying that this is a year that has to be benefit of the doubt given. This is, like I said, this is year zero. This is the tear it down year. Look, I came into the year with a different mindset, and clearly, Mario and I look at things differently, and the way that he is going about just gutting this program and roster speaks to that, because I didn't think that this roster needed the culling, the gutting that is getting and will continue to have. But whether I believed it or not, that's what's happening. So yeah, I'm not saying that this is giving the benefit of the doubt, but what it really is about talent acquisition. It's about changing and flipping this roster. We can have that conversation next. Because you lead into that. But look, you've already had 4 guys announce their intentions to transfer. I did a kind of, I looked at the roster and ran down the list. I'm not going to call any names right now because that would be maybe not the greatest thing for me to do. But I got 25, excuse me. I got 25 guys as either possible or certain to leave this roster, not including the seniors, because that's its own. If they're out of, Caleb Johnson's a 6th or 7th year COVID senior, he's not coming back. I'm talking about, those guys who are, seeking shelter elsewhere, or the staff, maybe talking to them and saying, hey, we would love for you to be successful, but we really don't think you're going to be successful here. We don't think that you have what it takes. I think it's going to be a lot. And if we're at 4 announced entries into the portal, I really think in that, I would put the over-under at 19.5 of transfers out this year. And I would take the over. Honestly, like I said, I got 25 or 26 dudes on my list, and I didn't even have Elijah Roberts, because I always would get Elijah Roberts mixed up with Jabari Ishmael, and Jabari Ishmael's father, Big Vic, he's been working at Miami in the athletic training department for, he was there when I was a student in 2000. You know what I mean? So he's been there for 25, 30 years. I'm like, oh yeah, the kid's not going to leave, but I forgot that the other 6'4", 6'5" defensive end from Miami Columbus, there's 2 of them. I always conflated them into one. So yeah, I had, like I said, 24, 25, and I didn't even have one of those dudes who was Roberts, who's already announced his intent to transfer. So you add one on top of that list. It's really going to be a massive, massive turnover project. And then, again, that's of the non-seniors who are out of eligibility. So you really don't have to give Mario credit for this year. He's not even looking credit for this year. I saw somebody tweet it, I forget who, but said basically, this season is an audition for everybody. Do you deserve to be here or not moving forward? Coaching staff, players, and again, not because we won the national championship this year, but do you show the foundation for being the kind of addition, valuable player, person, whomever, to this program to get to the level that we want to be on? Wesley Bassane, Cameron Kinchins, James Williams, Leonard Taylor, Daryl Jackson, Jakari Brown. And no, he's not a great passer. Yes, he has miles and miles of development needed to get to be where he needs to be. But that's a guy that you can go to battle with, right? You can say, okay, cool. This is a whole audition. We're going to figure it out. And if you don't fit in to our intermediate or long-term plan, we'll find you somewhere else where you can be successful. And then move forward with someone else to replace your scholarship slot. That's really what this season is about. And for that, I'm going to give Cristobal the credit, the benefit of the doubt, because at every stop of his career, he's been an elite recruiter, even coming in this last year and locking down. Again, Nigel Kelly was not coming to Miami. 100%. He himself said it. Everybody knew it. Cristobal got the job. Lock that down. Bang. He's a freshman All-American this year, or should be. Jaleel Skinner was going to Alabama. Even until the last day of the early signing period, they were expecting his national letter of intent. And Nick Saban had to do the same thing that he did. Where the fuck is Dan Enos? Looking for him for a coaches meeting. And one of the staffers in the building had to be the ones, he's gone. Where'd he go? To Miami. Sorry, coach. Like, but we pulled that steal off with Jaleel Skinner, the number 2 tight end in the last recruiting class, at the last second. Trevante Citizen, hello, somebody. LSU. He was maybe dropped LSU, said, okay, he's probably going to go to Florida, right? Wrong, right? So this is a guy, Cristobal, who year after year after year has done an exemplary job. He's once or twice the National Recruiter of the Year. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt on that. And this is where you really start to see things coming together. Now, next year, I need to see a step forward on the field. 2 years hence, I probably need to be at that 9, 10, or plus win range. If we're having this kind of a season, then, in the future, then it's a different kind of conversation. But right now, you're trying to figure out who's going to be here with you as you build this. So, no, I mean, I absolutely hate the losses. Don't get me wrong. I don't like the way that we've performed. I've been very harsh in my grading of the performances because it has not been where it needs to be. But the story of this season is not going to be the story of Cristobal here. And I think that focusing singularly on that is maybe a bit narrow in your view of things.